My name is Keith Gerhardt, and I'm the Director of Sales for Autel Robotics. I'm extremely excited to participate in today's webinar along with the team from AirData so that we talk about our new integration. One of the things as folks join, or if you're obviously already with us, please feel free to use that chat box. Let us know where you're from. We would obviously like to get to know everybody that's taking the time to participate and hear what we have to say. And please, we will monitor that chat box throughout today's presentation. Pardon me. And if you have questions, please feel free to enter that information in there, and we'll do the best we can to answer and keep things moving, keep things light. But it's really a great day today. What I thought I would do for any folks that are attending today that are not familiar with Autel Robotics, what I thought I'd do is just very quickly do an overview. Bear with me just 1 second. Do a very quick overview of what we're talking about today with regards to Autel. And what you see here is that, when we talk about the Evo 2 platform, we're actually talking about a series. The Evo 2 platform is basically our airframe, our drone. I'll give you a little quick overview of that. But also, then it's also the various payloads that come associated with the Evo 2 series. Let's please move along, if this will work for me. There we go. So very quickly, when we talk about the Evo 2 airframe, there are several key highlights that really separate us and make us best in class. First of all, for a portable foldable drone in the off-the-shelf solutions, 40-minute flight time is very definitely best in class. And that varies based on payload. Typically 40-minute flight time with our 6K and our 8K. And then 38-minute flight time with our Evo 2 Dual, which is the thermal solution from FLIR. The other thing that really is differentiating for the Evo 2 is our omnidirectional obstacle avoidance. There are 12 computer vision sensors around the drone, including the optical flow and sensors that are below that help us with transition from GPS environments to GPS denied environments for a smooth transition for interior flying and so on. Also, best in class range with regards to our flight range, up to 45 miles per hour in what we call lovingly the ludicrous mode. And the thing that's extremely beneficial about this series is, as we said, is the swappable payloads that come in a portable foldable platform. Also, our controller is very, very different. So a couple of key things. The controller, you do not need a smart device to fly with the Evo 2 series. This is really designed for rapid deployment. And in many instances, with regards to public safety, construction, or in the enterprise field, getting up, getting flying immediately, putting eyes on the data that you want to capture is absolutely mission critical. So not having to connect a cable, connect a smart device, and so on. You've got a 3.3-inch OLED screen right in that controller, and you can put eyes on the situation immediately. You can put your smart device and connect hot after you're in the air, but the main thing is once you're on scene, you can get up in the air and get flying immediately. The battery life in the controller is 3.5 to 4 hours, so it's extremely robust. The other key factor about the Evo 2 series is that we do not have flight restrictions, so there is no geofencing. Again, it's with part of our go-to-market architecture that rapid deployment. And you do not have to come to Autel for authorization to fly if you're in a flight restricted environment. Unlike with other manufacturers, you simply have your COA or your LANCE authorization, you're familiar with the FAA, and you can be up and flying right away. And as I had indicated, the obstacle avoidance, these are 12 computer systems. The main thing about this is flight safety and flight stability. And this also helps in GPS denied environments. It also helps with our capability of flying in winds up to level 8. That's wind gusts of up to 48 miles per hour. Amazingly steady flight. This is all brought about not only by our operating system, but also our obstacle avoidance and the computerization of that system. As I said, we have swappable payloads. Working from left to right, we've got our 8K, which is a half-inch Sony sensor, 8K video at 30 frames, 4K at 60. The far right is our 6K 1-inch Sony sensor, 20 megapixel, 6K video at 30, 4K at 60. And then the Cadillac is our Evo 2 Dual, and that combines that 8K RGB sensor along with the FLIR Boson 640 over 512 thermal imaging sensor. So lots of flexibility. By the way, you can swap out these payloads in about 4 minutes. It's 4 small screws, a ribbon cable, and you're off to the races and bringing you that flexibility. So the Evo 2 series, as I said, very robust, very, very flexible, rapid deployment, and basically allowing you to fly when you need to, where you need to, and at your discretion. So thought I would just share that quick overview. And if there are any questions, we'll be sure to answer those. But that's a brief introduction on the Autel Evo 2 series. So I will turn it over to Trevor Hall, and he will enlighten us all about AirData and how we can work together as a platform and as a service.
Perfect. Keith, thank you so much for that introduction. Everybody, my name is Trevor Hall. I am with the AirData team here. My role is customer success. I work a lot with the technical side of our product, and I'm loving this new integration with Autel. I get the privilege of working with our Autel customers on pretty much a daily basis. And as Keith mentioned, this Evo 2 series has really made an impact in our drone industry. And as you can see behind me, we have one here. So I'm actually gonna show you guys what it looks like to live stream with your Autel Evo 2. Before we get into actually setting up the live stream, I wanna say, as Keith mentioned, if you guys have any questions as I demonstrate how this works, by all means, drop them in the chat. And I think one of the team members here will stop me and let me know that we have some questions going on. So without further ado, I believe you guys are currently looking at this slide here. What is AirData? AirData is the world's most trusted flight data platform. A thrilling first slide. Our second slide we have, this is a little about us. I just want to jump, I think, sorry, Ron, I think you were saying something, but you're muted there. Did I get booted from the screen sharing?
No, we see you. We see you good.
Okay. I think I saw in the chat that they couldn't see my screen share. All right, I think we're rolling. So you guys are looking at the that About Us section here. So a little bit about AirData. Started in 2015, and we're located in El Dorado Hills in California, near Sacramento. We currently have over 170,000 users across the world, 232 countries plus. We get an average of 20,000 flights a day coming into our system. And we're at just about 15 million flights that have been uploaded to AirData to date. So very excited, we're growing. And on this next slide here, I wanna, give me a moment, there we go. I wanna talk just a little bit about what we can do for you guys. I know the topic of today's webinar is our live streaming solution. We have a full fleet management system that we can offer. And this is actually a great opportunity for you guys if you would like to join our next webinar. It's on the 14th of this month, and I think someone from the team here can drop a link to that registration. And in that webinar, we go more into everything that we offer with our fleet management. As you can see, we have custom alerts, maintenance, flight analysis. I think flight analysis is traditionally what people recognize us from. I know as a hobbyist a few years ago, that's how I learned about AirData myself. I wanted to analyze my flights and I fell in love with it. Now look, I get to work with the team. So yeah, next, I forget which day, but the 14th, we're gonna jump into that. Today's topic, we're gonna be talking about live streaming. Real quick, I'll give you some highlights of our live streaming solution, and then I'll give you a demo of actually setting it up and getting going with it. So when Iran and our engineers created this live streaming solution, there was a couple things that they wanted to ensure. And as Keith was mentioning with the Autel 2 series, we want the aircraft to be up and quick, up in the air as quick as possible. And with our no hardware needed solution, you can do that. And it's a couple taps on our mobile app and you're live streaming. We're currently seeing about 1 to 2 second latency times, so very low latency. The system is designed to work on any flight app, on any browser, and also on mobile devices as well. So it's very simple, very easy to get up and going. We can have multiple people live streaming at the same time, and you can view those streams within your AirData account. And I think for here, I'm gonna go ahead and share the next screen. Give me one moment. Perfect. So real quick, the first step, I'm actually going to take you through the process of getting up and going with our live streaming. You first need to be registered with an AirData account, and maybe one of our team members can drop the link in there of how you guys can get up and going with creating a free account. And we have our AirData mobile app that can be downloaded for iOS and Android. I took us to the page on our website here, which gives you some highlights of our mobile app. It's simple. You can go to the Play Store or the App Store and download our mobile app. Once you do, we can actually jump to I'm going to show you guys my home screen here.
There we go.
All right, there we go. Thank you so much for your patience, guys. Sorry about that. So now that we have our mobile app installed on my device here, this is actually a picture I took this morning with the Evo 2, the San Diego sunrise.
That's beautiful.
We have our AirData app here and our Autel Explorer app. So basically what you guys will do is you'll download the AirData app. I'm actually gonna pull it up here and show you how we get going with it. You would simply log in with your AirData credentials. And it's important to note that if you click that little remember me box, you don't have to type in your credentials each time you log into the app. And I go down here under saved logins. And this is log me into my profile here. We have our OK to fly section that you're greeted with. This is the weather in the area that you're flying at. I'm not going to go through the whole app. I'll jump over to the right under start. And if you see right there in that center section, we have live streaming. If I tap on that guy there, perfect. We see that at this screen right here, I could actually hit start screen capture streaming and we could be up and live streaming as simple as that. Before I do that, I'd just like to point out that if I were to start the screen capture streaming right now, and maybe, sorry, let me back up a sec. When we start the live stream, what we're gonna do is we're gonna broadcast everything that's being displayed on your device, and anybody within your AirData account can view that live stream. That being said, we can share the link to the live stream to someone outside of our organization. So right here in this screen that we're looking at, if I go over to share stream on the right-hand side, there we go. There's that link right there. I can hit share link, and then I could simply send a text message, send an email to whoever I'd like. they open up that link right there, and that's going to display the live stream on their end. I'd like to point out that we have that little configurable PIN code at the bottom. You're going to want to give this to that individual so they have access to this stream. That's how we protect the streams. And that PIN code is configurable. So if we're live streaming today and we share to a different audience tomorrow, we're probably going to want to go ahead and change that PIN code there. Jumping back over to the live streaming tab on the left-hand side, perfect. We have a couple options you guys can configure. I would recommend leaving this as its default settings. We can change the resolution you see. We can change the bandwidth, the bit rate. This system, the live streaming system, is designed to work with mobile hotspots. I know that Alran, our CEO, he had that in mind when designing this. We understand that a lot of people are not in a home office and they're out in the middle of nowhere and they got to use their cellular connection. So if you're in an area where you don't have great reception, by all means, you can play around here with the resolution size, the bandwidth. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to go ahead and leave it on its default settings. If I click on Start Screen Capture Streaming right there, I can go ahead and click Start Broadcast. Now, I'm not going to do that just yet because I can't actually share my screen and start the broadcast. So what I will do is switch the screen share. I think we'll have better success this time. There we go. And on my end, I'm actually going to hit that Start Broadcast button that we were just looking at. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to power up the Autel behind me. We're actually going to go live. You can hear it there. So I know I'm no longer sharing what's on my my iPhone, but I'm jumping over to the Autel Explorer app. I'm going to open it up, power up the remote, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to come over to the Home tab here. You guys should be looking at the home screen within the AirData dashboard. Since I did start that live stream, you can see right here under live streams, we are currently streaming live. I could simply click on that and that would bring up our stream. We can also come over here to media live streaming, which I'll do. And it's showing that we are streaming live. I can go ahead and open that up. And here we go. So this is when you guys get to judge my home office. I know we all have our home offices we've been working in. We are currently looking at what the drone's camera is seeing. And keep in mind, this is coming through the Explorer app. So everything that's displayed on the Explorer app is being broadcasted through our live stream. I can go ahead and give you a little demo of how this works. So if I change the gimbal tilt here, look at that. You guys are currently seeing the drone move around here a bit. And I don't know how the quality is coming through. Keep in mind, we are doing a screen share and using quite a bit of bandwidth in my office here.
Looks great.
You can see it all right, good. And I apologize, I should have put it on Do Not Disturb. You guys can see that someone is spotted on my porch. That's a good point. I'm actually glad that that happened. So because this broadcasts everything that's being displayed on your device screen, you're maybe going to want to put it on Do Not Disturb when you're going to go live. Just an option because the people on the other end will see what comes through on your device, notifications, things of that sort. And there we have it. On this screen here, this is exactly what someone would see if you were to share that link with them that I showed you a couple minutes ago. The only difference is up here, they don't have the capability of sharing this stream. So backing up a bit, I logged into my AirData account and I came to the live stream section. I have access to this because this is my stream. Anybody else within my organization, on my AirData team, they can also access this stream. From this section here, I can actually click on that share icon and I can share this stream just like we saw within the app. I can share it with anybody I'd like, give them that PIN code, and they can go live with the stream as well. Or sorry, they can view the stream. I would like to point out that you can also see the location of the individual that's currently live streaming. So if I click on, there's the address. If I click on that, it's going to bring up a map, and I can actually go full screen with the map there. So you guys can see the location of the individual. Go ahead and collapse that. You can see the pilot that's currently streaming right here. Under FLV, that's one of our media players. If I click on that little gear icon, we have a couple different options that you guys can choose from. So if you, on your particular browser, on your device, if FLV player is not working great, choose one of the other ones and see if you have some better success there. Lastly, here on the right-hand side, we have other areas of our website that you can quickly access from this screen. If I don't want to see anything else and I just want to watch the view here, I can come down here. And there you go. We're now looking at full screen view right there. Perfect. And as Keith said, I will never be restricted to fly here, but it is letting me know that this is an altitude restricted area. But I can certainly take off at this point if I'd like. And that's it. That's how quick it is to get logged in. Obviously, once you're an AirData user and you're logged into our mobile app, logging into the app is simple, especially if you click that Remember Me box. You can jump through the app to that start section and get up and live streaming really in 10 seconds. You know, if I wasn't talking as I did it, I can do it pretty quick. And that's it. And here we are, we're live streaming. Maybe at this point, if there were any questions that came up while I was walking you guys through the process, we can certainly go over them. Otherwise, I can go over some tips that we have for you guys as well. Ron, if you want to jump in and mention anything.
Yeah, no, I think there was a question about resolution in the chat that was answered, and maybe we'll open it up to questions. So there's a question about licensing. So it depends on how you structure. We have a number of licensed models. We would love for you to reach out to us. We have pricing that is based on how you live stream, if it's dedicated pilots or if it's shared pilots. We also have the enterprise licensing. So if you would like to reach out to us with your fleet information, we would love to structure the license for you. Of course, let me put the information over here. You can reach out to us at info@airdata.com or airdata.com/contact. The average latency is about 1 to 2 seconds. It depends on your device, on your connection, and the surrounding radio interference. If you have a lot of people with a lot of cell phones in the area, you're going to see a little higher latency. If you don't, then you're probably going to see about 1 second latency. You can have hundreds of drones in one AirData account. There are also ways you can have sub-accounts. If you have a large organization, you have perhaps different departments or different geographical areas. You can create sub-accounts, and we can talk about that in details on our next webinar, where we're going to be covering the fleet management aspects. Yes, definitely. You can use multiple drones if you're a single person operation. Definitely.
And Ron, as we're looking through the questions, I brought us back to this screen here. I wanted to show you guys that if there were multiple pilots within your organization that were live streaming, you would see them listed beside this current one here. And you can also see that from our home screen that we started out on in this section. Maybe as the questions keep coming in, I'm gonna jump over to we have a streaming section within our dashboard under my account. And I would like to point out that when you guys get up and going with the live stream, there's a couple things that you can do to ensure that you have the best possible results while you're streaming. I think the biggest is setting your server region. So whatever area you're closest to, if you see here, I click on that little drop down. We currently have 7 different regions. I'm in California, so I select that. And that's gonna definitely yield the best results. I would like to point out that once you set your region, you're going to want to log out of the AirData app and log back in to make sure that that takes effect. We also created a live streaming tips page, basically to help you guys get going, and we can access that right here. And we have a few different little tips and tricks that kind of help you. Maybe if you're experiencing some interference with other individuals nearby, we show you the process of setting your drone in such a way that that interference is limited. You can see that we talked about our streaming resolution. We are at 1080 right now. Ron, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think in the future we're going to be rolling out the potential to stream at a higher resolution than that as well. Obviously, depending on your connection, maybe if you don't have the best internet connection, you don't want to choose the max resolution, as the stream may not be clear for the individual on the other end. I see that we currently have a poll going on here.
Yeah, Trevor, maybe as the poll is going on, maybe you want to talk a little bit about some of the other tips while people work on the poll.
Sure. So as I was mentioning, on this page that we have here, we correspond with our customers on a daily basis about the live stream, and we get a lot of feedback from people from all over the world that are using our live streaming solution. And the benefit of that, of me getting to talk to people on a regular basis, is I get to hear what works and what doesn't. And if there are some issues that people encounter in a certain area, it's nice to be able to dive in with them and kind of diagnose what's going on. So going through some more of these tips here, I understand that a lot of people that may want to use our live streaming solution are in public safety, and oftentimes there are multiple radios and other devices that are emitting signals, and we have seen that can interfere if you get too many of those devices near that pilot who's currently live streaming. So if you do experience that and you notice there are a lot of devices nearby, it's best that you create a little space between them, and that generally will help clear up your signal. If there's latency on the other end, it's going to make for a better overall stream. If we come down here, we have a couple more tips here. If you have a lot open in the background on the device that you are streaming from, there's a chance that the phone itself or the tablet, whatever you're using, will get bogged down, and the stream will come across as laggy, slow. You may see it being choppy, and that's just too much for the processor on your phone. So I personally like to close down some of the background apps. I'm guilty of having 30 opened back there, and I know that my phone doesn't love that when I do that. If we come down here,
Trevor, there was a
yeah,
question in the chat. Can the live
sure.
streaming be done over 4G cell service rather than Wi-Fi? And absolutely, the answer is absolutely, it can be done. It was designed to be done over cell service. And the vast majority of our customers use mobile hotspots, 4G, sometimes bed 4G even, to do the live stream.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you for taking that, Ron. I personally, when I'm live streaming, I typically use the 4G cell connection that I have. And full disclosure, I have Mint. You guys probably have never heard of Mint, the cell company. And I wouldn't say it's one of the top tier ones, but with my Mint 4G, I generally get great results when I'm out there live streaming. And personally, I use my iPhone when I get up and I live stream. Just like you guys saw right here, that's what I do when I'm out in the field. That's how I stream. I don't have a portable hotspot that I take with me. I'm just using my cell phone, and it, like Ron said, it works great. If you're going through some of the tips we have here, if you guys have your device and it's directly in the sun, same thing with the background apps. It's just too much on your device, and you'll notice your screen will probably dim down. That's your device's way of kind of preserving itself. So consider if you have a sunshade, or if you can be in the shade, that's certainly going to be easier on your phone and hopefully make for a better overall live stream experience for you and the people that are viewing this stream. I talked a little bit about the bandwidth when we're setting it up. If you notice that the bandwidth isn't great, or sorry, if you notice that the stream isn't great and it's auto bandwidth is selected, deselect it, see if that improves your streaming experience. And I think I already mentioned that you can also view on a mobile device. So I know that sorry about that. I know that we're viewing my computer here in my office, but if I were to share this stream with somebody, they can open it up on their mobile device and watch the stream as well. So they don't need to jump on a computer to do that. And if we simply share that link with them, they click on that link and they're viewing that stream in a matter of seconds. So very quick. We have some instructions here on how to set the streaming region. The same process that I showed you guys there a couple minutes ago. And we're always looking to expand this list we have here. We want to hear from you guys. You guys are the ones that are using our product on a regular basis. So if you feel like there are certain things that help the stream, and you found some other little tip here that you want to share with us, by all means, like Aaron said, you can email us and let us know. And on the other side, if you're having difficulty with the live stream for whatever reason, maybe you're having a hard time getting it set up, we're always here to help you get up and going with it. And if you have any problems along the way, we'd be happy to troubleshoot with you. We've created a how-to video on how to get up and going with a live streaming process. I know I walked you through it, but if you guys are interested, maybe someone from our AirData team can share the link to that video in the chat so you guys can refer to it at a later time. Let's see. I think just going back to the Wi-Fi frequency, Ron did mention this a few minutes ago. If you're using a portable hotspot, if you're using a Wi-Fi portable hotspot, there is a chance that the frequency of your drone remote could interfere with the hotspot itself. So setting either the frequency on the drone If your drone doesn't have the capability of switching frequencies, a lot of the mobile hotspots, the portable hotspots, I'm sorry, they do have that capability. You just have to go into the manufacturer's instructions and see how to go through and configure that hotspot. That's one of the things that we have heard from people, the interference there between the Wi-Fi frequencies. And there's our tips page right there. Ron, did I miss anything on the tips? I know I went through kind of quick on those.
I think that was great. Maybe we can open it up for questions.
Yeah, by all means, if anybody has questions on getting set up initially or about the live streaming process or more tips. You know, I realize that we do have our link to that video right here. So if you guys want to refer to that video, you can come to this streaming section in your account and access that video that way as well.
Doesn't look like there are any questions. Keith, anything from your end?
No, first of all, thank you very much for this initial session. I think it's a great overview. I look forward to, if there are any other questions, maybe more on the Evo 2, we'll be happy to answer those. If not, we will have this recorded, and you know, hopefully if anyone needs to access it, they can contact us and so on. But I really appreciate the time. Excellent beginning.
Looks like
Awesome.
Alex may have a question.
So thank you, Alex. So we are working with FLIR, and hopefully we have some news in the near future with regards to our radiometric capability. There has also been some information that has come out where there is a Chinese version of the Evo 2 dual in what is called a 640T that is radiometric. It's currently available in APAC and European territories. This is something that we'll be looking at for the domestic market as well. So stay tuned, and hopefully even as we get close to CES, there may be some new announcements.
Perfect. Well, Keith, thank you. And thank you to everybody who joined today. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to sit down with us and let us talk to you about our partnership with Autel and our live streaming solution. Like he said, in our next webinar, we're happy to jump more into what AirData can offer you guys. And yeah, thanks again.